Several Eastern Cape residents are calling on the owners of the Enyobeni Tavern to explain why children were allowed to consume alcohol at their establishment. At least 21 young people were killed at the Enyobeni Tavern on Sunday morning, including teenagers between the ages of 13 and 17. Investigations are underway into the possible cause of the tragedy. SABC News reporter Abongile Jantjies has been following the story. Abongile, a very good day to you. What's the latest in the story?
Well, a very good morning to Desiree. Well, as we're speaking to you now, we're coming from the Fleet Street Police Station here in East London, where the Eastern Cape Liquor Board has laid a criminal charge against the owner of the tavern for having underaged people at his establishment. They are saying that they want him to face the full might of the law and for even flouting his license regulations. As we understand now, at least one body hasn't been collected from the morgue, and we also understand there's a mass counselling session at the East London City Hall. But to tell us more from the Eastern Cape Liquor Board, I'm now joined by its spokesperson, Msiya. A very good morning to you, sir. What is the charge that you've laid against the owner?
You know, in terms of our act, the Eastern Cape Liquor Act number 10 of 2003, it is an offence to sell alcohol to a minor. So our charge is that this liquor trader sold alcohol to the minors that were found inside, the establishment.
And coming to him, when will it be served by the police? Are you aware?
We will. The police will let us know when they will serve him. We don't know at the moment.
Okay. This contravention, do you have any idea what, in terms of justice, what in terms of facing the law, what might he face? In terms of our act, is subject to imprisonment not more than 3 years or a fine. So that is what we know in terms of our act. Well, the law enforcement agencies may decide, or justice system may decide to take their own decision around this. But in terms of our act, it cannot be. It has to be less than 3 years. Coming to the establishment and the license, the operating license, yesterday we're informed that you haven't confiscated it, as the residents are calling for you to confiscate it. At this stage of laying a criminal charge, which speaks to the seriousness of this matter. So, coming to the confiscation of his operating license, where are you in that matter?
Look, we're still following all the steps in terms of our legislation. So this is the first step towards that, but we would want to be given a space to thoroughly investigate this matter so that we can end up to that stage of revoking the liquor license. But it's important that we follow all the necessary steps, and the first one really is what we did yesterday of serving them with that notice, Section 55 notice, which closes down temporarily that liquor outlet.
Some of the things which have, since the story came to light, was that there are not sufficient campaigns to educate children about responsible drinking, which lies in your doorstep, that should people, even though they are underage, but there is that element that children should be taught and responsible drinking. In your campaigns, do you think you've done enough to help that young child who's just turned 18, that responsible drinking is something that they should be encompassed to?
We may not have done enough. However, I must emphasize the fact that as the Eastern Cape Liquor Board, there is a lot that we're doing in terms of, facilitating underage drinking campaigns in the province. We work with schools, we visit quite a number of schools. We have quite a comprehensive program that is targeting schools. Yes, of course, we may not be doing enough in terms, because of the complexity of this work. But we're doing a lot. We're doing a lot. We have got a comprehensive underage drinking program where we have identified schools from the different municipalities in the Eastern Cape. So I would not really agree that we are not doing enough. we are doing a lot, but I mean, obviously, it's a lot to be done. That is why we're saying, let's also bring more stakeholders. More stakeholders must also come to work with us as this Eastern Cape Liquor Board, so that we can do more in terms of this particular area. Otherwise, it's a problem that we are grappling with as the Eastern Cape Liquor Board. In all that we do, even in terms of our budget, there is a lot that is actually set aside for the underage drinking.
I thank you so much for your time, sir. Well, Desiree, that was the spokesperson of the Eastern Cape Liquor Board, Mkwebi Msia, saying that, confirming that they have laid a criminal charge against the owner of Enyobeni Tavern. You'd recall that there are over 1,000 registered taverns here in the Buffalo City Metro alone, and they're saying that they also want to clamp down on illegal ship-ins that are not registered with them as the board. Desiree?
Abongile, thank you so much for that update. Quite unfortunate that the board is being reactive instead of just actively enforcing the rules periodically. But thank you so much for bringing us that update.